Bob Dylan. Oh, mama. So my hair. My hair.
Ew.
Here's what happened. I woke up from like a cold sweat at like 4 in the morning and I was like, bangs. I need to give myself bangs right now. So I did. I felt like I was gonna cry if I didn't give myself bangs, but then the second I gave myself bangs, I cried. Honestly, when styled, they look fine. They look pretty good. You know, I'm you know what, not to give myself credit or anything, but I'm kind of like a professional hairdresser in that sense. But before I filmed this video, when it's raining outside, like it is now, yeah, I like to take like a good like little second when everyone's gone to bed to go outside and sit in the rain, dissolve the rain. It just feels so good, you know, those rain times. And, you know, I did that and I got drenched and I came inside and my hair dried and now it looks like crap. And I was like, you know what I should do now with my ugly ass hair? Film a video. So that's what I'm doing. So this right here, yeah, is my recent vinyl record finds of quarantine and like just today. So I've got a good solid 5 albums. I feel like that's an okay number to do a haul. I don't know. Yeah, I just wanted to get all that out of the way. So let's go. So the first one is one that I bought off of Etsy. I was on it randomly. I saw a cheap VG Plus album of something that was on my list that was a little pricey. So I feel like I kind of took a risk. At least I felt it was a risk. I felt it was too good to be true. And what did I do? I bit anyways. If you thought that whole time that I was going to tell you it didn't work out, it worked out. So you, it worked out. So the album that I got was All the Good That's Happening by The Leaves. There's that. Boom, pow, like that. This album, it's like, some would consider it to be psych. I kind of consider it to be more popish, but like, it has some psychedelic elements to it. Maybe like a little bit of like folk psych. I like The Leaves. The Leaves are good. This was my favorite. They did a cover of Hey Joe that was really popular. They're from LA. But this one is like the one that I was really familiar with. This is the one that I know. My favorite on this album is called With None Shoes, I believe is what it's called. Let's Get Together is a pretty big one. They weren't like really big outside of LA, but like it's still a great band. And it's one that like I don't see too often, if at all, and can be considered a little bit pricier for like what I'd pay for an album. So I saw this for like $15 on Etsy and I could not pass it up. So I gave in. So this next one I bought from a record store that is like 2 minutes away from my campus. Like it's like maybe like a 5-minute walk from the campus that I will be attending this next fall. So I was there with my dad and we were kind of just like checking out the area because I've only been there once and I'm gonna be going to school there. So we were kind of walking around, checking out the town, and the record store that is like right next to it reopened up. So I was like, okay, let's see what's up. And I bought a couple albums. Anyways, so I got to chat with like one of the women who runs the store, and she is so sweet. Like, I mean, obviously that's where I'm going to be shopping for the next few years. So I was like, better get to know her fast. So the first album that I picked up was Squeeze's East Side Story. I'll show you the label again. Piccadilly was always my like car jam on this album. Everyone can disagree with me on that, but like Piccadilly was my go-to. Yeah, I've been looking for the Squeeze album for a while, but for some reason, I don't know if it's just because I was always late to the game when it came to finding it in the new arrivals, but this sucker I could never find. And like, it's not like it's some rare ass album. Like, she's pretty easy to find for like most people. I feel like this is a pretty easy album to find. Not for me. Not for me. But the next album that I picked up, this is by Van Dyke Parks, Song Circle. And so if you don't really know what he did, he how I first got to kind of hear of him is he worked a lot with like Brian Wilson. He was a big impact. Just this album alone is a masterpiece as well. I feel like, in my opinion, he really helped Brian Wilson kind of get that little extra weirdy quirk to him. You can really hear a lot of those elements in here. This album to me sounds like a dream, cloudy, like also like gloomy cloud, like a gloomy dream cloud. Van Dyke Parks. If you're still watching this, I'm so sorry. Okay. Fast forward to today. Roxanne and I, we get our masks, we put on some gloves, we did the whole shebang shabop. We got in the car, we got there, stepped out of the car, walked a few blocks, another block, across the street, knocked on the door, I opened the door, came in, walked inside the store, looked around the store, the new arrivals, looked through the new arrivals, and like that. Oh, haha, look cool. Ah, look at this one. Ah, yeah, haha. I'm gonna get this one. Oh, I'm gonna get this one. Checked out and... So... somewhere in between all of that. If you saw my like vinyl quarantine tag video, I kind of exposed my love for Roy Wood, and the lack of Roy Wood in the Kansas City area and just in Kansas in general is disappointing. Maybe I just don't look hard enough, but I don't see it, so obviously it doesn't exist. Boulders is everywhere. I see Boulders in every single record store. I've looked in his section for so long. I know that there's a $6 copy right now at and I know that there's a $15 copy right now in... I've looked, and I know what's here and what isn't, all right? There was one change in this accumulation of Boulders, and that was Mustard by Roy Wood. And what did I do? I bought it. Roy Wood, the man, the myth, the legend. I feel like I should be like a promotional salesman for Roy Wood.
The Andy Griffith Show.
Are you tired of listening to the same old, same old?
Yeah.
Wanting music full of creativity and spunk to get you through the rest of your day?
Yeah.
Well then do I have the artist for you, Roy Wood. The musical mastermind has loads of infectious tunes to send you into endless fits of musical madness. Just take it from this happy customer.
Thanks, Roy Wood. If that didn't get you, I give up. All right, just go live your life not liking Roy Wood. That's fine. Like I'm giving up now. So just do what you want. All right, so we're at our final one. This one was a grail. Was a grail for me, all right? Let me give a little background. No background. That's boring. Let's just I'm just gonna here you go. This is the Farm Band's album. And if you don't know who the Farm Band is, it's like this group of hippies from Tennessee. It's a little almost got a more of like a southern psych to it. It's very like, God, I can't explain anything. I can't explain things. It's like country psych. It has great guitar. It has really good guitar vibes to it.
A few moments later.
Country folk psych rock. I think that's it. I think I cracked it. You know, that genre that everyone loves, country folk psych rock. My personal favorite of all genres is country folk psych rock. I don't know about you, but if you're gonna get into country folk psych rock, this is the band to do it with. The Farm Band. This album, it's a double LP. Let me pull it out. Do a little... Look at that little commune hippie party that's going on and like this whole vibe. It's country folk psych rock. How can you not like it? The song that I really got into when I first heard this album was called Loving You, and it has
The sickest
guitar you will ever hear in your life. It's just sick. I am but a poor peasant child who over the years watched Matt Sands and the Psych Doctor, and they have just like this extensive knowledge on psychedelic music that I was just blown away by their knowledge of psych music and the collection of psych music that they had curated over the span of the YouTube channel. I like to think I was very attentive in his videos, and I was really just like a sponge, just trying to soak up any ounce of knowledge I could of this genre. I was just getting into psychedelic music, or I guess in this case, country folk psych rock. And so I feel like I made a mental note of every album they showed on that channel. And the second I saw this album, I went on YouTube and I listened to anything I could of it, and I fell in love with it. Matt Sands, he was like the psych father. Like there's like the Godfather, and then there's like the psych father. That's him. That's what he did. I just renamed him. If he ever decides to rebrand himself, the psych father would be pretty good. There's like the inserts. They're all original. Like, I know there is a reissue of it. This little missy right here, she was $50. Not that I've not spent $50 before, but like on a single album, that's not an everyday situation. This little honey right here, she goes for some money. There's one for sale right now. I think the cheapest one that I could find on Discogs as of now that's for sale is like $115. You know, my good old friend Roxanne, I showed her some of their songs. I showed her the farm band. She understood the hype. She recognized it and she pulled it out. It's just because of her this is in my hands right now. Oh, but honey, it gets better. She comes with the poster. So that's all I've got. That was my money. I ain't got nothing left. Let's review what we've learned today. Don't go outside in the rain and then let your hair dry out and then film a video. I don't know how to explain music. I'm either a really good salesperson or a really bad salesperson. The farm band is a thing. Matt Sands equals the psych father. Have a great day. Have a great night. Stay trippy, all you hippies.